My name is Joseph Muraya. What people don't know is that you're also a forensic ballistic expert.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Mariah.
It's a nice thing. I didn't know until we had our conversation. What's your role in the country, number one, in fighting crime and in pursuit of justice for victims?
Okay, let me start by saying I served as a forensic ballistics expert within DCI for 9 years before I left and joined the United Nations Security. But in essence, a forensic ballistics expert is someone who basically uses science to solve crimes involving firearms. And they go to the extent in doing tools and tool mark analysis, okay? And they basically study projectiles, either internal ballistics, when you're firing the gun, what happens internally in a firearm, the external ballistics, when the projectile is in motion, terminal ballistics, where it stops, and with that also there is wound ballistics, where there is injury that has occurred.
How do you trace a fired bullet, a spent bullet, to the gun that was used to discharge it?
Whenever a crime is committed, crime scene support services will go to the scene and try and collect as much evidence as they can. It could be a cartridge case, it could be a bullet projectile. A bullet projectile basically looks like this. Yeah? These are some I collected from here in the range. Okay? These are basically 9mm caliber bullets. Now, as you can see, on this bullet on the sides, you can see all that black. If you just wipe this with some agent in the laboratory, you'll be able, if you put this under a compound microscope times 1,000, you'll be able to see what you call striations, the rifling striations. As this bullet is fired from the gun, as it travels through the barrel has lands, has rifling. And the rifling is basically lands and grooves. They are raised parts and places where there are grooves. Raised. So as it's traveling through the barrel, it picks the imprints from that barrel onto the jacketing here.
So,
okay?
What's the jacketing?
The jacketing is just this copper thing here.
The copper thing.
Yes, and this is just a part of a jacketing. For example, if this was found in a crime scene, you can see it has some rifling.
Sure.
That is enough to solve a crime. This can be matched by a forensic ballistics expert to the exact gun that actually fired this. So in your case, there is what you call suspect weapons. Weapons which were suspected could have been used. So the investigating officer will pick those and submit them to the forensic ballistics laboratory. And what the forensic ballistics laboratory will do, they will test fire the guns. And they will recover a bullet, which is recovered in what you call a bullet trap, okay? Inside the lab. They'll get the bullet and they'll get the cartridge cases, okay? Now, if a bullet like this is found during post-mortem of a certain victim, that bullet is also submitted to forensic ballistics. Now, forensic ballistics are able to match, using a compound microscope, they're able to match they're able to match the suspect, the exhibit bullet, and the test-fired bullet. And they can be able to tell with accuracy, 99.99, that this bullet was fired from this gun and no other.
Amazing. I know it's a lot of science.
The same for cartridge cases. You know, you've seen cartridge cases. The same for cartridge cases. Sometimes when you
so
go
this is a bullet.
This is a bullet.
If pierced through my body, will it be like this?
It may, you know, if it finds in its path soft tissue, it will not be damaged. But if it finds hard tissue like bone, it will be deformed. More often than not, it will be deformed.
No, one would naively.
This one is deformed. You can see.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
must have hit a rock.
One would naively ask, what cues, a person when you're shot. I know, not in this case. You've not been not pierced through the heart. What is likely to kill you in this?
Okay, let me tell you, this works as good as a nail. This is just a projectile traveling through one's body at a very high speed and spinning as it does so. So as it's spinning, that's why the entry wound is always smaller than the exit wound. Because as it goes in alone. I mean, the projectile on its own. But as it goes through the body, it's picking flesh and anything on its path. That's why it has, when it's exiting, the exit wound is always much bigger. If it exits, yes. And this, it could be anything. It could be a bullet, it could be a nail. It will cause the same damage. It's just a projectile at a high speed.
At a high speed.
High velocity projectile.
Yes.
So what kills is not really the bullet, but the damage it does to your tissues, and bleeding is mainly the cause of it's just bleeding. That's why in any gunshot wound, if you can stop the bleeding, then you have saved the person.
And we have even people living with bullets lodged inside their bodies.
Yes, for various medical reasons, which I'm not an expert in, but you know, they say you'd rather stay with it than it being removed. So there are people, yes, who have them within them, their bodies, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And do you have to find a bullet to trace? What if you just get this shell?
This
jacketing,
shell, this jacketing, as you can see, the jacketing has some rifling striations. I can see with my naked eye. So if I put this under a compound microscope and magnify it by 1,000, it will be so clear. It will be so clear, and I can be able to see it on a screen. And of course, there's a lot of tools that the forensic ballistics experts use. We have some of the best tools in the world in this country. That's why, you know, the ballistics experts will never fail to identify. They do it as well as any other lab in the world, be it in South Africa, be it in the US or in Russia or Australia. We have the same equipment that all those other countries have.
Oh, nice,
yes.
nice.